Welcome then to Marina Bay in a tough, bumpy street circuit that will test these drivers to their absolute limit. So sit back and enjoy the action here at the Singapore Grand Prix. And as we count down to that green light, I have to say, Anthony Davidson, that this rain is not showing any signs whatsoever of abating. I imagine we'll be looking at some last-minute setup changes to better adapt these cars to the conditions. What do you think?
The trouble is, Crofty, they need to be thinking about the race tomorrow. You don't want to go jacking up the ride heights and piling on a few points of extra downforce that you're not going to want in the Grand Prix itself. The Parc Fermé regulations mean that you have to make that choice. The best thing the drivers can do is adapt with the tools they have available in the cockpit. Moving the brake bias forward will help stop the rear end slipping out under braking, and opening up the differential can really help tame the oversteer on corner exit. The drivers that can make best use of these techniques will have the best chance for success here today.
Obviously, I expected a better session, but these things happen from time to time. Try to make up for it in the race.
Hello and welcome one and all to the shining streets of Singapore. Can you believe we've been coming here for nearly a decade now? It feels like only yesterday that Felipe Massa was dragging his fuel hose down the pit lane in that eventful opening race, and in a Grand Prix won from pole position more often than not, will we see a new victor crowned today? We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and Kimi Raikkonen completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Verstappen, Kevin Magnussen, and Vettel. They've taken a grid penalty. Perez, Grosjean, Leclerc, and Fernando Alonso. Ocon, Sainz, Nico Hülkenberg, and Gasly, Van Dorn, Stroll, Sergei Sirotkin, and a Toro Rosso. Ricciardo and Marcus Ericsson rounds off the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down. Okay, go through all the gears if you can. You need to make sure the engagement is okay before the start. We're going to want to put some temperature into the tyres and brakes. We need to keep the engine cool though, so don't go too high with the revs. Well done, mate. Nice start. Be careful with the front wing. You've taken some mine. That looked bad. Are you all right? Let me know you're all right.
A great win then for the Mercedes team today. Tell me, Ant, what was the key to this success?
Rain always has the potential to liven up a race and mix up the order, and they've taken full advantage of that to claim the victory today. It's always a bit of a lottery when the conditions are like this, but they've managed to stay on circuit and have come out on top.
So as I say that, we can see the drivers coming out now to collect their trophies. It's yet more silverware to take back to their base in Brackley. After another excellent Grand Prix. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. It's a good result for Lewis Hamilton, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
I think I'm going to give it to Daniel Ricciardo. He's come through the field so well today, you know. Well deserved.
And now let's take a look at the Constructors' standings. Mercedes have extended their lead at the top of the standings. Well, what a weekend that has been. Please join us next time for another thrilling instalment of this Formula One season.
Bad luck out there today. What do you think went wrong? It must be devastating to not make it to the end of a race like this. It was more like dodgems than Formula One today, wasn't it? Your battle got a bit heated, didn't it? How do you feel the weather affected the outcome today? Great! Well, that's everything.
You okay? Nothing more than bumps and bruises, I hope. I wish I could say the same for the car. That thing is quite a mess. What a disappointing end to a lot of hard work this weekend. Still, we've got plenty of repair time before the next race. It'll be just like new in time for the next Grand Prix.
We've received invitations to new historic events. You'll be able to choose whether or not to participate before the end of this weekend.